Today I have 5 PS2s that were bought off of Facebook Marketplace in 4 parts or as is condition. This video is going to be kind of weird because I only did 3 of them, and then I forgot about the other 2 because I just got busy, but so that's why you'll see a little jump in time. I think it's something like 4 or 5 months, which is kind of crazy, but anyways, here's the first one. Firstly, I'm going to test the one that doesn't have a label on it so I can see what the issue might be. Also, I am just noticing this now, but there is a GameStop refurbished sticker that's voided. That doesn't mean anything, by the way. It's no offense to GameStop, but just means that a couple different people have opened this up, so maybe like the obvious solutions won't work as well. You'd be surprised. Never ignore the obvious. So let's just see first. So right off the bat, we do have power. Alright, so since we are actually getting video, I'm going to go ahead and assume that it's a disk drive issue. Oh yeah, and another thing is that I didn't actually have, because I've never had a PS2, I didn't have any games to test it with. So while I was waiting for all my cords to come in, I went down to one of my local game shops and picked up Final Fantasy X, which is it's my favorite Final Fantasy, but it's also one of my favorite games. It's a very, very good game. It's actually, now that I look at it, it's kind of funny to look at like the selling points for this game. Like voice acting, real-time facial expressions, complete 3D environments. Like this, obviously to us now, is like a given, but back in 2001, I believe this was the first Final Fantasy with voice acting, as well as full 3D. Usually all the credit goes to Final Fantasy VII for being the first 3D, but I mean, really that was technically only like half 3D, because all the background environments were still pre-rendered 2D images. Let's test this out and let's see if, let's hope it doesn't destroy my disk. Okay, so it opens nicely. We get a close. Okay, so it looks like it's not reading. It's been a couple minutes. I'm gonna go ahead and pop it open and see what I can find. Looks like I just have to take all of these out. Man, it's kind of nice when it's not like 8 different kinds of screws with 3 different kinds of heads, fucking security screws and torque screws. Just 6 plain old Phillips heads and you're basically in. Okay. Looks like it's just these 4 and that should be it. So I want to test the other ones before I go too deep on here, so I'm just gonna do what I know works, the tried and true isopropyl alcohol and just a little Q-tip. Okay, so I'm not gonna put it fully back together, but I am gonna power it on and just see if this is the fix. If not, I'll go a little deeper after I test the other ones, but for now I just want to see. A lot of times it might seem stupid or redundant to try stuff, especially when you saw like the GameStop refurbish and the fact that like someone else voided it, so multiple people have tried to fix it. Like never ignore the obvious. Like 9 times out of 10, the easiest solution is probably the most obvious. Oh yeah, and obviously never do what I'm doing. When you have an exposed power supply, never plug like anything in, never turn it on. We do in fact have power, so it's kind of scuffed, but let's hit the eject. Let's get our game and let's test it out. So a black screen is actually a really good sign. That does mean that this is working now. Yeah, wow, okay. Nice. Oh my gosh. Wow, I forgot Squaresoft before they were even Square Enix after that fucking movie bankrupted them. Oh, I love the soundtrack for this game. I don't have a PS2 controller, so I plugged in my PS1 controller, and yeah, that obviously they still work. This is like precisely what I mean when I say never overlook the obvious, right? Like, you could assume that since it went through two different people that, you know, they would have cleaned it out, but hey, I mean, obviously they didn't, so I didn't expect the fix to be that simple. I mean, this is pretty much in pretty good working condition. Just went from a 4 parts to a used just in that one little cleaning, so that'll probably be the quickest one that we have here tonight, but that is PS2 1 done right there. Man, I love this game so much. You know, I've never actually played the original version of this. I've only ever played the HD remaster. Let's take a look at the next PS2. Okay, so it's actually quite nice that the seller gave me these. Usually when you get like broken or as is for parts, consoles, whatever, usually you don't get like little support tickets, so it's nice that this was even included. I mean, obviously we know it says it doesn't power on, but we gotta still test it anyways. There is no light, so they're right, it doesn't power on. I noticed as well that it's missing the disk drive cover, which should be fine, as well as it's missing the plastic cover on the sockets for the controller plug. So I'll pop it open and we'll see what's going on. So immediately, let me pull it into frame. This connection looks fine. I'll double check the buttons with my multimeter. I'll check these as well. Okay, so both of those looked alright. I'm going to go ahead and assume it's the power supply. I'm going to pull that out now. Okay, so here's the power supply. Forgot I needed this too. Once again, never do what I'm about to do here, but I got to test this. So after looking online, what I found is that I should be looking for the first and the fourth pin here, and that we should get 12 volts. Okay, so it's a little all over the place, but I'm getting around 1 to 2 volts, which is obviously not what we want from this. So we've got a bad power supply. So basically what I've done is the third PS2 was labeled as a disk issue, but I tried the same method that I did on the first one to no success. I've seen methods online about, I mean, I didn't see any trouble with it coming out, the disk tray. It was just, it couldn't read. So I don't think I would have like a rubber band issue or like a gear issue like I've seen online, but there is one solution I've seen online where you can put a PS1 disc and then a PS2 disc and then a CD or DVD, whatever, and you keep doing that over and over to try and like recalibrate the laser. You just keep cycling that. I don't have a PS1 game, unfortunately, so that's not really something I can do. So just in an effort of trying to get something done, I'm going to swap parts on both the consoles so we can get maybe I would be really happy with 2 out of 3. Because, I mean, if the consoles have, like, opposite issues, but they both have working parts, because it's very unlikely that multiple parts stop working at the same time. It's usually just one, and that'll stop basically the function of the whole console, but it sucks because maybe your disk drive goes bad, but then everything else is good. So yeah, also, if you notice, these are 2 different models of power supply. So I've tested this one, it doesn't work. I've tested this one and it pulls the 12. So I'm going to throw this one back on there. But before I do that, I noticed one very big issue, which is that those sockets I was talking about, that's like a non-issue. It's just a cosmetic thing. But the band, the ribbon cable for this, let me show you. It's going to be really difficult for me to show you, but the socket that it goes into has like completely been ripped off. even if I get everything to work, I won't be able to use the controller, which is obviously really important. So not only am I going to swap the power supply, but I think I'm just going to swap the whole like motherboard itself, which is going to be a pain because that means I have to take this whole assembly off, throw it on the other one with the good power supply, and the good port as well. So I'll get started on that now. Okay, so I hadn't bothered to pull the cover off the other motherboard, but basically this ribbon cable here, the plastic piece that holds it down was broken on the other one. That's why I needed to replace the whole board, is because I couldn't place just that. Theoretically, everything here should be good. I just need to put everything back together, and then we'll have the moment of truth. Okay, so here is the final test before I screw it all entirely back together. 3 things we got to see. First, if it has power. Second, if it can read a disc. And then third, if I can use the controller. So let's do one thing at a time. Okay, so right off the bat we do have power, which is really nice. Let's see. Don't like how that sounded at first, but we are in. Number 2, can we use a controller? Okay, nice. 2 for 2. Let's see if we can get a 3 for 3 here. This is also the most likely to fail as well, so best for last, I guess. Oh, please, come on. Oh, there's actually an issue to do with the case. Hang on. So I'm going to cheat a little here. I realize it's because I didn't put the case on all the way. Okay, let's see. Oops. Oh my gosh. Alright. Last test here. Come on. Okay, so I'm watching it spin around, but it's not reading. We're going to try a couple things. Firstly, I never cleaned the laser in this one, so we're going to do that really quick. Okay, I mean, this really is my final effort here. As you can tell, it is very dirty, so maybe this could very well be the case. This is nasty. Just look at this. I'll definitely clean this later, but... okay, let's see. I mean, it would really suck if we got everything else working, but then this was just the one thing that fell short. It's just 2 bad disk drives. Let's see. Got my really scuffed setup here. I also don't really like the sound of that. Okay, controller still works. Let's get this open. Come on. You hear that? I don't like that at all. It is definitely spinning though. Last time it wasn't spinning this much. Still don't like that. It gave up. Damn. Okay, so it is now the next day. And believe it or not, it's snowing in late March, which is crazy, but not really. There is one more thing that I want to try. I did some research, and there's a laser adjustment, because apparently on the bottom of the laser there's 2 potentiometers that control the resistance, so that might be what's causing the issue. I just want to try, even if it doesn't work. I just want to see what that's like, how to adjust them. Here is the laser assembly, and then these are the 2 potentiometers. I have to look up again, find out which one's which. I think one is for CD and one is for DVD. So let me find out which one's which. Okay, so this one on the right is going to be for CDs. I think I have it pulled up here, what the correct resistance should be. Okay, so I got about 1400 ohms on this resistor, and on a PS2 forum I found that you shouldn't go below, I think, like 6 to 800. So I'm gonna see if I can lower it to a value, because I believe you just screw it left and right with looks like a flathead. Okay, so now I've got about from I did both of them. One of them was around 1200 and the other one was around 14. Now they're both around 800 or so. Let's see if that's all it needed, hopefully. All right. Oh, I set it up wrong. I know what I did. Hang on. I didn't have this white dot over here lined up. So it's got to be all the way down. I think it's got to be here. Because if it's all the way in the end, it doesn't catch anything. I think it has to be like here. I think it's got to go right in here. I think that was it. That felt really good when I did that. I hope that's it. Okay, let's try one more time. Nice. Okay, so that is the case. It just hit my camera tripod. Okay, so now I know how that works, which is nice. I think I'll try this. There's not really any other solutions that I can attempt right now. So I do have a PS1 game coming in soon, probably within the next like week or so, and that's actually for a different thing, because I have a PS1 here from Goodwill. If this doesn't work, I'm fortunately probably just gonna have to move on, but these are cool. I've learned a lot about these. Okay, yeah, I think the only thing left I think I can try is the disc cycling, which is why I brought down a CD, or sorry, a DVD. This is going to be the last try. I don't really like how it comes out. Maybe I need some kind of grease. There's also chips on this, I'm just realizing. I don't know if you can hear it, but there's kind of it makes two little clicks when you put the disc in. So maybe my issue is one of those gear related ones, and I'll have to investigate that. But yeah, unfortunately it looks like it's looking like I'll just have to move on here. But we do know that the laser, I did attach it right, because I did see it come on when I first had that lid off. Okay, so yeah, looks like I'm gonna have to save this for another time, fortunately. But at least it's on. Let me show you. At least it powers on, which is better than before. I won't give up on this one. I'll try again once I have that disc. And that's also when I'm going to try and do the PS1. But we'll see. But regardless of whether or not all of this works, I'm still going to have to clean all of it. It's really dusty, dirty, a lot of this. So let's get it plugged in. Oh, the fan definitely works. Alright, so we do have power. Let's see if we can get it to turn on. Nice. I'll never get sick of that startup sound. Let's see if we have a game inside. No. A lot of times these consoles that I buy, especially if they're broken in some way, they always have like a game in them. Just like in the last... Well, I don't think that video exists, so... Let's see if it can read a disc. I love this game. Oops, I just hit the tripod. Okay, let's see. Yep. Alright. Nice. Okay, so it looks like all I have to do for this one is clean it, which is cool. I love this game so much. Let's move on to the next one before I get too fucking sidetracked. Alright, so this one is significantly dirtier, but it does have this network adapter, which is cool. I didn't know this was a thing. I just had to look this up. I didn't grow up in this era. Alright, good sign on this one too. There's power. It is missing this front cover thing, but I have a couple like that, so it's not a huge deal. It doesn't impact the performance. Nice. You know, I was kind of nervous because when I came to this guy's house, all of his stuff was stored in the garage, and the box that it was in was super like wet and oh. Okay, this is gonna be an issue. Oh, look at this. So, okay, so immediately, I'm gonna set this one to the side, and I'm actually gonna leave the tray open because I know what the problem is with this one. I had a similar one. The rollers are really, really dirty or sticky. Here, I'm gonna set this to the side. This video is gonna be kind of strange. Yet again, another time skip has occurred. I think it's about a month or two after I last. I think I left off with, I just put this one to the side to clean it, but I never tested it. It's the one with the LAN adapter. I never actually tested it because I think the disk drive got stuck. I did clean it a little bit, not deeply, but I think the case was on wrong, which is a problem I actually had earlier in the video. I found when I was editing it, so maybe that'll be enough for the disk drive to come out nicely, but again, I didn't test it at all, so. Alright, so we should see power here when I turn this on. Yep, okay. I can't believe I didn't power it on in the other video. It was right here and I didn't do it. Alright, nice. Let me get I'll get a game and a controller here. Alright, so let's see if our controller here works. Nice. Alright. Yeah, I just... this is so weird for me. I just edited the other two videos. It's so strange that when I was doing that, I think I said that I only had one PS2 game, and I didn't have a PS1 game to do like the disc cycling thing, to recalibrate the laser. I'll do a little room tour here, kind of similar to what I did in the beginning, because man, this thing has changed. I think it's been about 6 or 7 months, yeah, but I definitely, we could confidently say that I have a PS1 and a PS2 game or two. Since I did Final Fantasy X for all the testing before, I'll do a different game here. I got Resident Evil 4. It would be really embarrassing if this worked and all I had to do was just clean out the track for the disc tray, because I think it had a problem going out. I think it was fine. Or, I mean, sorry, going in. I think it was fine going out. So it should get stuck halfway. Okay. I can just brute force it for now. I just want to test to see if the laser works, because that's probably the part of the disk drive that fails the most. So let's see if I can just kind of force it in. And it just went in really nicely. This better not work. That would be very embarrassing. Because then, what, I waited all that time for nothing? I could have just done it all there. Oh my god, you gotta be fucking with me. Well, I definitely could have done this, like, I didn't have to wait 2 months. What an anticlimactic... What an anticlimactic ending to this whole thing. Ugh, I definitely could have done this back then. I didn't have to fucking wait. Nice. I put that update for the other video. I put that bird feeder. I didn't have it against the wall anymore. Wait, what the fuck? You gotta be fucking kidding me. Okay, well, never mind, I guess. Fuck. You know, I really thought that would get them to not... Ugh. That's fucking crazy. Honestly, I should just let them have it. Like, if those chipmunks are performing, like, Olympic level feats just to steal from the birds, they can fucking have it, I guess. I don't fucking know anymore. Okay, anyways, that'll be it for the PS2s. What a like disappointing ending.
Excuse me, sir.
Well, that's 2 disappointments in one. I'll have to come up with something different for the bird feeder, I guess. Anyways, I'll leave you with a little bit of a teaser. There's this PS3 that I got that's in like 1,000,000 pieces. I doubt it'll work, but I want to see if I can at least just put it back together so that everything is in the right place. If you have any suggestions, as always, I'm open to learn. This is less educational and more experimental. I'm not a professional by any means, so if you have any ideas, especially with that one PS2, let me know in the comments. It'd be much appreciated. But besides that, that's going to be it for this one. See ya.